Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 1 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 1 and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter probability and statistics. And the lessons we're going to cover today are more, less, or equally likely, certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible. Then we'll do the mod and range. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is more, less, and equally likely. Make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Okay. So basically, what is more, less, and equally likely, right? First, you need to understand the concept of these words. Let's start with this example. I will explain these words from this example, right? The example is, on which color is the spinner more likely to land, right? You're given a spinner. Spinner has two colors, the blue and the pink, right? You need to see on which one the spinner is more likely to land, right? Just look at the spinner carefully. The spinner has more portion, blue than pink, right? So that means if the more color is blue, that means there is more chances that the spinner will land on blue, right? Because the more of the portion is blue. So more likely to land means there is an option there, the one that has more portion on the spinner will land more likely on that one, right? You cannot call me. I'm not on the Skype. They're on Skype. You can find it more, I think 13, 14 tutors, but I'm not on Skype. You can just communicate with me on chat. You need help with anything? Okay, let's just see the next example. On which color is the spinner less likely to land, right? You can see here is the spinner. The spinner has two colors, right? They are pink and green, right? Most of the portion is pink, most of the portion, right? A very small portion is green. The question is, on which color is spinner less likely to land? That means you need to see on which color there is less chances to land, right? You can see here the green is a very small portion. The green color, that means the spinner has less likely to land on green, right? Because you have a very small portion green, so very less chances it will land on green, right? Let's just start with the test questions. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? The green or blue? Which is the correct option? Okay, you can see the spinner has two colors, right? Green and blue. So on which one the most of the portion land? Because you have more portion green, right? The less portion is blue. So that means the spinner will most likely to land on green because green has more portion, right? It will land on more, the one that has the more portion, right? So it will land on green. The correct option is green. Got it? Okay, the next one is on which color is the spinner more likely to land? So, which is the correct option? You can see the spinner has blue and yellow color, right? So, more likely to land on, more likely to land on blue, right? Because most of the portion is blue. The correct option is blue. Got it? Okay, the next one is on which color is the spinner less likely to land? So, which is the correct option, pink or green? Which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Less likely to land on green because the green has very small portion. Most of the portion of the spinner is pink, right? So the correct option is green. The less chances to it will land on green. Okay, on which color is the spinner more likely to land? Which is the correct option? The spinner has two colors, green and pink, and the more portion is pink than green. A very small portion is green, right? So that means there are more chances it will land on pink because most of the color is pink. So it have more chances it will land on pink. The correct option is pink. Very good. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Which is the correct option, pink or blue? Which is the correct option? Which option is the correct one? Yes, the correct option is blue because more of the portion of the spinner is blue. The correct option is blue. Got it? Because most of the portion of the spinner is blue. So the correct option is blue. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? Which is the correct option, yellow or green? Which option is the correct one? Yes, very good. The correct option is green because the very small portion of the spinner is green, so it is very less chances it will land on green. So the correct option is green. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Which is the correct option? The correct option is Yes, it will more likely to land on green because most of the portion of the spinner is green. On which color is the spinner more likely to land, which is the correct option? The correct option is more likely on yellow. No, more likely on the color that has the more portion. Blue color has the more portion, so it will more likely to land on blue. Got it? The correct option is blue because most of the portion of the spinner is blue, right? The color that has more portion has more chances, right? And the color that has less portion has less chance, less chances, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, and the next lesson is certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible. Let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, let's just understand the concept of these words first, right? Let's just start with the first example. How likely is that spinner will land on a pink space, right? So just look at the spinner. The spinner has all the portions that are pink, right? The spinner has, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 portion, right? And all of them were pink, right? So that means there are certainly, right? Because the only option you have, whenever you spin the spinner, it will land on pink. Whenever you spin the spinner, it will land on pink because you have all the spinner is pink. So that means it is certain that it will land on a pink, right? Certain means obviously it will land on pink, right? Because you have only one option. The rest of the words, let's just see the other example. How likely is that the spinner will land on blue color? So which is the correct option? You can see you are given the four options: certain, probable, unlikely, or impossible. So which is the correct option? That means you can see the spinner. The spinner is simply yellow, no blue portions you have, right? So how it will land on blue? If you don't have the blue color on the spinner, how it will land on blue, right? So that means that is impossible, right? The correct option is impossible. That is, it is not possible because you don't have the blue color, right? Let's just start with the test questions. How likely is it that the spinner will land on blue color, which is the correct option? You can see the spinner. The spinner has only yellow color, right? No blue spaces you have on the spinner. So that means it is impossible it will land on blue. The correct option is impossible because no portions are blue. So it is impossible it will land on blue. Got it? The correct option is impossible. How likely is that the spinner will land on yellow space? Right? Let's just see now you have yellow and green portions. Let's count how many of them are yellow and how many of them are green. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The spinner has 10 portions, right? Out of the 10, 6 of them are yellow and 4 of them are green, right? So that means there is yellow color is more than green, right? You have more chances it will land on yellow, right? So it is probable, right? When you have the more color, that would be probable, right? And when you have less color, it will be unlikely. So it is probable it will land on yellow. That means you have more chances it will land on yellow, right? The correct option is probable. No chances impossible, more all the chances certain, more chances probable, and less chances are unlikely. The correct option is probable. How likely is that the spinner will land on a pink color, which is the correct option? You can see the spinner has two colors, yellow and pink, right? Six of the portions are yellow and four of them are pink, right? So there are less portion is pink, right? That means you have less chances it will land on pink. So it is unlikely to land on pink. The correct option is unlikely. Got it? How likely is that the spinner will land on green space? Which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? You can see that all the spinner is green, right? So that means certainly it will land on green, right? Every time you spin the spinner, it will land on green. Got it? Is there any problem? No one is answering. So it is certain it will land on. The correct option is certain. How likely is that the spinner will land on blue space? So which is the correct option? Just look at the spinner, right? All the portions of the spinner are pink, right? You don't have any blue portion here, right? So how it will land on blue then? That means there is no chances it will land on blue. So this is which is the correct option? Certain, probable, unlikely, or impossible. Which is the correct option? The correct option is impossible, right? Because there is no portion, no blue portion, so it is impossible. How it will land on blue then, right? The correct option is impossible. Very good. How likely is that the spinner will land on a pink space? So, which is the correct option? Okay, let's just count the spaces on the spinner, right? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 spaces on the spinner, right? 8 of them are pink and only 2 of them are blue, right? That means most of the portion is pink. So that means it is probable, right? Most of the portions are pink. So it is probable it will land on pink space. The correct option is probable. How likely is that the spinner will land on green space? Which is the correct option? Certain, probable, unlikely, or impossible. Which is the correct option? The correct option is impossible, right? There is no green portion on the spinner. So, how it will land on green? The correct option is impossible. Got it? That is impossible because no portion is green on the spinner. Got it? How likely is that the spinner will land on pink space, which is the correct option? Which option is the correct one? Certain, probable, unlikely, or impossible, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is certain because all the portions on the spinner are pink, so it will certainly land on pink. Got it? The correct option is certain because all of the portion are pink, so it will certainly land on pink. Got it? Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is mod and range, right? Okay, hold on just 1 minute. Okay, what is the range? Right, let's just understand what is mod and range. How do we calculate them, right? So, for the range, what you have to see, what do you mean? What are you doing? We're working on grade 1 math. Chapter we're working on is statistics and probability. And the lesson we're working on is I'm just trying to connect the whiteboard because whiteboard is not connecting. This is what I'm doing. Okay. What is the range? So hold on, let me try. Okay. So when we have to calculate the range, what we have to do, we have to look for the greatest number in the data and the smallest number in the data. Data means the number you are given. Like you are given here, the numbers are 9, 8, 6, 10, 3, 2, 3. You have to calculate the range of these numbers, right? How do you calculate? You have to find the greatest number in the data and the smallest number in the data, right? So the greatest number in the data is 10, right? And the smallest number in the data is, you can see here, the greatest number is 10 and the smallest number is 2. So you have to subtract the greatest number out of the smallest number, right? You need to subtract the least number from the greatest one. You can do here 10 minus 2, that is 8. That means the range of the data is 8. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, the mod. You are given the data, you have to calculate the mod. Okay, let me explain what is mod. Whenever we have to calculate the mod of the data means the given number, right? Like here you are, the numbers given are 5666 5765, right? Whenever you have to calculate the mod, you need to see which number appears most of the time in the data, right? The number that appears the most of the time in the data is the mod, right? You can see here you have 5. How many times you can see the 5? 1, 2, and 3. 5 appears 3 times in the data. Excuse me. And then you have, let's just see the other numbers also, right? You have 6. 6 appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the data, right? You have 7. You can see 7 only one time, right? So which number you see most of the time? The number that appears the most of the time is the mod value. So 6 is the mod because you can see 6 the most of the time. 6 appears 4 times. So 6 is the mod. Got it? The correct option is 6. The correct option is 6. Okay. What is the range of the data? So, what is the range, right? You have to calculate the range of the given numbers. So, what you have to do, you have to calculate the greatest number in the data, right? You have to see the greatest number. The greatest number in the data is 7, right? That is the greatest number. That is 7. Then you have to see the smallest number in the given numbers. The smallest number is, you can see 1. So, the range is the difference between the smallest and the greatest number, right? You have to do 9 minus 1. 7, it is not 9. 7 minus 1, right? And 7 minus 1 is 6. So that means the range of the given numbers is 6. The correct option is 6. Got it? The range of the given values are 6. Got it? So the correct option is 6. Okay, what is the mod? Again, you need to calculate the mod. So what you have to do for the mod, you have to see the number that appears the most of the time in the data, right? Which number appears how many times? Let's just calculate. You have 1, 1, 2, 3. 1 appears 3 times in the data. Then you have 7. 7 appears 2 times in the data. And you have 5. 5 appears 2 times in the data. So which is the mod value? The correct option is 1, right? Because 1 appears 3 times in the given data. So the mod value here is 1. Got it? The mod value here is 1. The correct option is 1. Okay, what is the range? So what you have to do again, for the range, you have to calculate you have to see the greatest number in the data and the smallest number in the data, right? So the greatest number in the data is 10 and the smallest number in the data is 2, right? So for the range, you have to calculate the difference of the greatest and smallest number, right? Here is the greatest number and here is the smallest number. So what you have to do For the range, you have to subtract the greatest number. The difference between the greatest and the smallest number is range, right? You have to do 10 minus 2, and 10 minus 2 is 8. So the range of the data is 8. Got it? So the correct option is 8, right? If you have any questions related to the lesson we're working on, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No one is answering. Is there any problem? The range is 8. Okay, the next one is, what is mod? Which is the correct option? Mod is the number that appears the most of the time in the data. So which number appears most of the time in the given values? The mod appears three times. The 2 appears 3 times, right? You can see in the data you have just 1 and 2, right? 1 appears 2 times in the data, and 2 appears 3 times. So 2 is the value that appears the most of the time in the data. So the mod value is, yes, it is 2. Very good. The correct option is 2. What is the range of the data? Which correct option? For the range, you have to see the greatest number in the data and the least number in the data. So which is the greatest one? Yes, the range of the data is 9, right? Because the range means the difference of the least and the greatest number, right? So that is, the great number is 10 and the least 1. So the correct option is 9. 9 is the range of the data. Got it? Okay, what is the range? Which is the correct option? Yes, the least number is 5 and the greatest number is 10, right? And their difference is, the correct option is 10 minus 5 is 5. So the correct option is 5. What is the mod? Which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? The mod value is the one that appears the most of the time in the data. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 10. The mod value is 10 because 10 is the number that appears the most of the time in the data. So the correct option is 10. What is the mod? Which is the correct option? What is the mod? Which is the correct option? The correct option is the mod is the number that appears the most of the time in data. So the most mod is, yes, that is 6. The correct option is 6. The correct option is 6. The mod value is 6 because 6 is the number that appears the most of the time in the data. What is the range? Which is the correct option? Yes, range is the difference between the smallest and the greatest value in the given data, right? So the greatest value in the data is 9 and the least value is 0. So the range is, yes, that is 9 minus 0 and the range is 9. The correct option is 9. What is the mod? Which is the correct option? You are in grade 5. The mod value is the one that appears the most of the time in the data. So which is the correct option? Yes, the mod of this given data is 7. So the correct option is 7, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. These are the very easy concepts. If you are in grade 5, you already know these concepts, isn't it? Yes, this is also in that grade 5, I know. Okay, so we were working on grade 1 maths. The chapter we were working on is probability and statistics. And the lessons we have covered today are more, less, or equally likely, then certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible. The one we just finished is mod and range, right? So you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just finished. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any question related to the lesson, I'm here to answer all your questions and confusion you can ask, right? Do you have any questions related to the lesson we just finished? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. On why you need to talk, on which topic you need to talk, you can write question. If you need help with any of the lesson, you can write question here. I'm here to answer all your questions. Like on which topic you need to talk. Write question here, whatever you need help for. I don't have Skype account. So if you won't need help, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available to help you. I know the answers related to the maths. If you need help with math, I can answer all your questions. You can ask question. Be quick. If you have any question, you can ask. I'm waiting for the questions from your side. Be quick. You need help with paragraph. Okay, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available to help you with any of the topic. Because right now I'm finished with grade one. I need to start the grade two lesson right after uh, around six. So you can ask any tutor on the Skype. They will help you with the lesson, right?